Welcome back to Lies Beneath. Last time we went down to the cellar underneath the lighthouse and found this. It's kind of hard to give running commentary about what's happening at this point since, well, what we're seeing now is, of course, impossible. But May is no longer looking on the outside for Dad. Not in the woods, not in the town, but on the inside. Underneath the home. There we go. Sometimes it's a little picky about picking things up. Let's see, we got 43. We got this. I don't really know why it always puts the meat cleaver in my hand. It's never the one I actually want. I always go with the machete here. We also have a revolver we could take if we wanted it. How many shells do we have? We have 5 shells. We'll go with this, maybe. Alright, let's continue on into the... well, whatever this is. There's text, but there's also the sound of someone coming from this direction. So those guys are a problem. Those big tentacle skull guys. They do a lot of damage and can kill you very fast. We saw one of them last time, but it wasn't that close. This one did get me. You can see how damaged I am already. We'll have to get some food, but for right now, let's take a look at this. These tiled floors, these rickety beds, it's all just like I remember. This is where we went after the car accident. So I guess this was May's bed in the hospital. Oh, look who's under there. I see you. You have a friend under there. Well, maybe it's a friend. Could be a friend. But the car accident, well, that happened at the beginning of the game, you know? Dad's gone, we're looking for him. What's this about going to a hospital after the car accident? We didn't go to a hospital. Our campfire and the stuff is gone. But this door is open here. We were supposed to always be there for each other. But that's not what happened. I felt needed. So it might be hard to tell what it is they're throwing at me. Hold on. We're just gonna run. We're just gonna run away because I've taken a lot of damage. Hello? Hello? Oh, gotta run. Hello? Hello? How's everyone doing? Hello? In the morgue. There we go. It was kind of hard to tell what they were throwing at me. But what they were throwing was actually their own heads, or rather their own faces. You know, that part we just did where we ran down that hallway. First time I played through the game, that was actually one of the hardest parts of the game, because I tried to shoot everyone. Which is normally what you do in this game. You encounter enemies and you kill them. You usually can't just run away, just run past them and move on. But it is the best way of doing it here. I am very hurt. Fortunately, this morgue comes equipped with tuna. Yum. Also comes equipped with an item. Wooden kayak. The pickaxe is now unlocked at the campfire. Well, I've already looked at this one. Let me just push this back in. Let me just get that back in there. Free up some space around here. All these dead bodies take up so much space when they're all out like this. Just get them right back in. And there's another piece here. My grandfather carved this. It's a bidarka, a replica of the one he used for hunting. Tipping over in that thing was one of my most traumatic childhood memories. I believe May did mention something about this in an earlier chapter, about how she was in some sort of boat accident. And it was a very unpleasant memory. Let's look at that one last. You can still hear those guys on the other side of that door. They're still there. A knife? Well, don't know if I really need it. No, not that. This. Let's just put this up there. And shove that in there. This is a 3-piece item. Still one more piece to find. This is a very nice one here. Oh. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff here. And there is the third piece of this kayak. My grandfather carved this. It's a bidarka, a replica of the one he used for hunting. Dad didn't like it, so he bought a new kayak for us instead. It was less stable. Tipping over in that thing was one of my most traumatic childhood memories. Smelly old thing. Gone now, just like its owner. Right, so when we first read that, it sounded like May tipped over in the grandfather's, but no. It was the dad's who bought a new, cheaper kayak, and it wasn't as good as Grandpa's. That was the one that tipped over. Let's shove that in there. I think that's everything. Alright. Oh, I still have a little bit of blood on my hands. Oh, there we go. So what do you suppose is going to happen when I pull this out? Red doll. Missed that? Alright, they're gone. But they're not. Oh, there it is. Just look at that head. Threw that head at me. Let's go. Let's probably go. Well, this door is not opening. Nothing really behind it. Only one thing to do but go back the way we came. Of course. We're entering the men's ward. And that means it's time for Chapter 17, Heart Attack. Alright. Chapter 16, like I said, one of the harder ones first time you play it. Because that hallway to get to the morgue ends up being pretty tough if you just try to shoot your way through. So did we learn anything? Well, we learned that apparently May and her dad went to a hospital after the car accident, which doesn't make much sense because we know the car accident happened not long ago. We haven't been to a hospital. But May seems to be remembering something about that. What about lore items? Right, we got the wooden kayak. Just remembering one of her traumatic childhood memories. It mentions that the smelly old thing is gone now, like its owner. The owner being Dad, I would guess. Let me just remind myself, make sure that I got all the lore items there. Yes, doctor's orders, 1 out of 1. We got that. And this next one doesn't have any, it seems. Alright. Well, that means when we come back with more Lies Beneath, we're going to be entering Chapter 17, Heart Attack, which, by its name, does sound like a fairly intense chapter. We'll find out as we continue on, as May continues her journey through the Hospital of the Soul? Maybe you might want to call it that? Sure, let's call it that.